Excellent!
Alright, we're green.
We're green. We're live.
We should be. We should be live. Hello. Hello,
How's it going, everyone?
Welcome. We should be live now.
Sorry for being late.
We're 9 minutes late, just to be specific. You are now watching the Awesome Hardware. Awesome Hardware.
The Awesome Hardware.
You're now watching Awesome Hardware, which is the live show that Kyle and I do every Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. We broadcast it live on Twitch, twitch.tv/AwesomeHardware. And we split the show in half, and we each upload half to our channels, usually the next day. So if you're watching in the future, thanks for watching. If you're watching live, thanks for joining us.
And that's 5:30 Pacific time.
Oh yeah, Pacific time. That's also important to mention. Let's start off, as we usually try to do, by rambling for 4 or 5 minutes.
No,
Let's
really
do,
good at that.
Let's do a drink. We're going to do a drink check real quick, and then we got some announcements. I
Cool.
have to say a big shout out to Jenny. She provided my Pliny the Elder,
Nice.
which she brought over here.
That's a hot commodity right there.
It is a delicious brew. And then other than that, Kyle's drinking something too.
I'm drinking some Leffe Blonde.
Aha!
It was on sale.
Beautiful. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to all of you.
Yes.
Hope we have a good show.
And hopefully I don't have to pee this many times.
Oh, that's delicious.
Mmm.
Actually, that's really good. I've never had this. This is
Really?
my first time having this. Yeah.
And you don't normally like IPAs, and this is a standard IPA, but it is...
I've changed my mind. I hate it. It's an
One of-
IPA. I'm just
You
kidding.
know, this is actually a beer that I first introduced to Jenny when we were still roommates,
Okay.
and she was like, she swore against IPAs and was like, you have to try this one, because I had actually gone to the brewery up north in NorCal, and I brought back a growler of it, and till this day, it's like the beer she swears by. The one type of beer that she hated most.
It's quite delicious.
It's amazing.
Thank you, Jenny. And if you guys are up by Russian River, you should check it out yourselves.
Yes.
Apart from that, we wanted to mention that we do both have websites where you can go, and we also have stores where you can buy shirts.
Yeah.
So you can buy awesome.
You will never
Awesome
get the name
sauce.
of my channel right.
Because
No matter
we've-
how
we've
many times you
blended it
you
so much
try.
together. You can buy Awesome Sauce Network shirts like the one I'm wearing,
Or you
over-
can get a Paul's...
Or you can get Paul's Hardware shirts.
whatever this is.
like the ones Kyle's
At
wearing.
paulshardware.net.
And you can get these at Awesome Sauce.
Not these. You can get that one at Awesome
This one
Sauce.
at Awesome Sauce. Store.awesomesauce.
Lay off the Pliny. Lay off
I've
the Pliny,
barely
all right?
started.
Hitting the bottle
What's
pretty
your
hard.
freaking website name? Store.awesomesauce.
It's awesomesaucenetwork.com/store.
Just making sure. Make sure you
So
didn't change
easy.
it again. Okay.
You change your face again.
So now that we've dispensed with the pleasantries, actually I have one more announcement. This is a brief one. I'm going to be posting a video later this week. It's about some headphones by AKG, and there's going to be a little giveaway that goes along with that.
Okay.
I'm not actually doing the giveaway. It's going to be a mass drop giveaway, but just to let you guys know, when I post that, what are you doing? When I post that video later this week, which should be Thursday, you guys can go there and just click link to mass drop, and you might be able to win some headphones.
Sweet.
They're nice. They're pretty nice headphones too. Okay.
Sexy.
Now the past couple weeks when past couple times Kyle's come over to my place and we've done the show over there, he's thought of like interesting new segments on his way over.
Yes.
So
And I have.
did we switch names? We did switch names.
We
Why-
did. So the Twitter handles you see below each Paul and I, those are incorrect. So you actually swap those, and then you got us.
Did you switch them?
No, I haven't switched them
Oh,
at
no,
all.
they
I
haven't
think it's
been
because
switched.
we switched seats
It's because
at
we
the last
switched.
minute. Yes.
Because I'm at the operating.
Our
okay.
orientation is different
Yeah,
than
sorry
at your
about
house.
that, guys. You can tweet us stuff. We will be answering some questions throughout the show. Actually, we have a lot of interaction in the show. Speaking of which, let's move into our first segment.
Which is a new one.
a
by
new
you.
segment that
What?
I have come up with.
I'm very excited for this segment, by the way.
I am
May I just
too.
say, I think it's a good idea.
I thought
Well
of it
done.
on the way over to Kyle's today.
Seems to be the
and,
time when you think of the segments is when
it
you're
is-
on the way
I
to the
know.
other person's house.
It's a great time to think of it. All right, so this segment involves some community interaction. So I'm going to need you guys to jump in here and provide me some stuff to go on. But this segment is called Fantastic Forums, and it came to my
I see
mind.
what you did there.
Yes, Fantastic Forums. It's very clever. It's alliteration and like a pop culture reference and everything. Actually, never mind.
Enough of that.
Far too much detail. So the idea here is that we all together, as the Awesome Hardware crew, are going to post on some forums right now.
Some popular forums
Yes,
from
some
tech
popular
tubers we love.
forums from tech tubers we love, and if we bring this back in the future, then we
Yeah.
will possibly branch out into some other ones. So I have some I've selected for today. And basically, this is going to go like Mad Libs style. So we're going to make a forum post, all of us together right now. I have it kind of structured out, but I'm going to ask you guys to help fill in the blanks. And then we'll post that on the forum. And then if you guys are members of the forums, then you guys can go and like answer and stuff. And
So-
it's great fun.
So basically, it's like Twitch plays Pokemon, except it's Twitch plays Mad Libs. And then we post the results
exactly.
on...
It's exactly like Twitch plays Pokemon. All right, so the first forum that we're jumping onto over here is none other than Tek Syndicate. You guys are probably familiar with them if
Who
you
are they?
watch our show. And oh, actually, you know what? Before I do that, let me actually grab the text that we're gonna drop in there.
The Tek
Which
Syndicate.
means I'm gonna need to scroll up here. So where in the Tek Syndicate forum should we actually post? That's
Probably the most unrelated... Well, there's no forum post. There's no forum thread that accommodates
that
what
relates
we're
to
about
what
to
we're
post.
doing right now. This
Right.
is completely.
Dirty
Alright, so
cops. Dirty
we have
cops.
all categories. Also, Tek Syndicate recently updated their forums, so
I'm
that's interesting.
confused.
I'll just make a new topic. All right, we're gonna go new topic. The discussion is about AwesomeHardware.
Sounds legit.
The category is
Awesome hardware.
why
No,
don't they have
that's not
there's
an
a
option.
hardware category.
Do-
hardware other or hardware CPU.
Just do hardware
Oh,
other.
there's just hardware. We'll just do hardware. All right. So here's our post. Hello, Tek Syndicate. This is that's interesting. This is the Awesome Hardware crew. All right. So we stopped by your blank forum today. We need a verb. We need a verb here to describe.
Blow up the chat
So
with a verb.
This is just like Mad Libs, guys. So we're gonna need verbs, adjectives, nouns,
People.
and then when I couldn't remember exactly which part of speech I was looking for, I just went with word. So
Words.
we're gonna need some words in there too.
Cool.
So we stopped by. All right. So we stopped by your blank forum today. We have fantastic, but that's just because people were you're busterting. You're slow.
How does
bursting? Fluffy. I like fluffy.
your
We're gonna
fluffy
go with
forum,
fluffy. All right. So we stopped by your fluffy forum
the
today.
fluffiest forum on the web? I like dank
Fluffy.
too.
To
Although
say
dank's more of
that
an
you're,
adjective.
we need an adjective noun to say that you're dank. All right, we got dank. I'm gonna go dank beer-tastic.
Your dank.
That's a beauty of fantastic forums is that we can really just
Do whatever we
we
want.
can go on the fly and we can add more. Donut. Your donut
Well,
really.
Well, no, you needed.
What?
Oh, okay, donut.
Your
Gotcha.
dank beer-tastic donut really made us.
Adjective.
Actually, this should be a verb. I'm sorry.
Right.
It can't really make us. That should be a verb. So we need a verb here. Really made us shenanigans. Really made us awful.
Verb. We need a verb.
We need more words here, guys. Just type words into the chat. I know you guys know how to do this.
Really made us defecate.
Hmm.
Am I allowed to offer suggestions?
said
Probably
defecate.
not.
Defecate. Okay. It's just so adjective. It's so bouncy.
See, one thing I didn't consider about this Mad Libs thing is that they're on like a 15-20 second delay.
It's how
so-
awesome it would be.
About
You didn't
that's the other
consider
thing.
just how awesome this entire concept is. All right.
Strider said poop nap.
Poop nap. It's just so bouncy when
When word.
when discombobulated poop
When discombobulated poop naps.
poop nap.
Another verb.
When
One more verb.
Discombobulated poop naps.
Bounce.
Bounce.
Pancake.
Pancake.
When discombobulated poop naps pancake.
Pancake.
Because
Alright.
reasons.
If this is your first time tuning into the show, this is pretty much par for the course. This is usually
Sets
so
the
anyway.
stage.
Thinking about your noun, thinking about your what is otters? Think about your otters
Okay.
all the time. We need a verb ending in ing.
Makes blank a little blank.
Makes flying. Explosions. If people it makes explosions. Explosion.
Makes
We can't be
exploding.
exploding. Okay.
Yeah. Makes exploding a little adjective. A little
A little bit
voluptuous.
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 Voluptuous. Love awesome hardware. All right. Go ahead.
Alright, so read the whole thing. Read the whole thing aloud.
alright.
Let's see what we've
Hello.
created.
Hello, Tek Syndicate. This is the Awesome Hardware crew. We stopped by your fluffy forum today to say that your dank beer-tastic donut really made us defecate. It's just so bouncy when discombobulated poop naps pancake. Anyway, thinking about your otters all the time makes exploding a little bit voluptuous. Love awesome hardware, and we'll just go ahead
with the appropriate link to
saved. Where?
To take credit for such.
How do you?
Beautiful
Where's the
work.
post button on these? It's a good question. I see the.
We need an adjective now. Frustrated. Confused.
Okay, Tek Syndicate forums. Where's your post button? Right? Am I the only one missing this here?
Let me see. You can't scroll down anymore? Can you scroll down on the whole page, not that little thingy?
No.
Oh.
It's stuck there.
How do you post on the Tek Syndicate forum? If you guys can answer us that.
Or is it just a new... Or hit Control Enter. Alright, I'm going to try Control Enter, because that's usually a good way of doing it. Alright, saving.
Alright. We got it.
Awesome Hardware has just posted that. Alright guys, so if you're members of the Tek Syndicate forum, go ahead and chime in on that one.
Yes.
This is going swimmingly. We're going to continue on here.
So I think our next one is the ever so gracious and lovely Linus from Linus Tech Tips. We're gonna blow up his LinusTechTips.com forum right now.
Oh, recently closed tabs. Thank you for saving my ass.
I'm gonna go ahead and read the unfinished Mad Lib while you're setting that up.
Yes, please, Kyle.
All right, hello Linus Tech Tips. This is Awesome Hardware. This is the Awesome Hardware crew. We can't even believe you verbed on the noun last night. Like, really? I guess it's not a huge deal, but person really didn't like verbing all those extra nouns after word. Tell Linus to verb all over person if he wants person to get jealous. See you around. Love, Awesome Hardware.
Yes, indeed.
Brilliant. Alright, so the first one we need is a verb. We need a verb, guys.
We can't even believe you verbed on the noun. So
verb and a noun. So just bunch those two up.
We have
verb and a
sharded.
noun.
We also need to pay attention that there might be some oh god.
Apparently this segment has gotten us in trouble, Paul.
All right.
They're coming for us.
That was quick.
Do they have any like block words?
Extruded. I like extruded. We can't even believe you extruded. What, block words? What do you mean?
Okay, I guess as long as we don't put anything profane, we pretty much.
I just don't want it to get auto flagged or anything.
Oh yeah, of course.
That
Yeah,
would suck.
All right, so we got extruded on the Titan last night.
This is general discussion on the Linus Tech Tips forum, by the way.
On the whale last night.
We sharded on the whale. Wait, what? We can't believe you extruded on the what? On the fire plug? On the
dolphins.
Whale or dolphin?
Sea creatures are really popular in this one.
Sea creatures. All right, sea creatures.
No, okay.
We can't even believe you extruded on the sea creatures last night. I like that. Like, really, it's not a huge deal, but we need a couple people here. We need several people.
We need give us some people.
A person really didn't like verbing on the something.
Person. Lord Gaben. Lord
Gaben. Okay.
But Lord Gaben really didn't like verbing all the extra nouns.
Why do you sound like Will Ferrell in the
We're going streaking!
No, you sound like Will Ferrell as on Jeopardy, on Celebrity Jeopardy.
Alex Trebek?
Yeah, as Alex Trebek. Will Ferrell is Alex Trebek. That's what I was
wagered.
Samuel Jackson, Morgan Freeman,
Tips McGee.
Luke. All right, we got a Luke in there.
Dimitri.
Tell Linus to. All right, I had a Luke, so I'm gonna input here for the next person, but we need.
Okay.
We need verbing.
Yeah, let's go in order.
Something-ing. Licking.
Verb.
Didn't really like licking.
Filleting. Ooh.
Filleting. I don't.
That's a good one. Bestowing.
Bestowing. Alright, I'm going to change licking to bestowing because it's in reference to Lord Gaben.
And then we need nouns. Plural nouns.
All the extra...
Give us some plural nouns.
All the extra computers, doodle sacks, whiskings, or...
Doodle sacks.
Releasing all the trilogies. Kicking all the deers.
Deals. Dick shark.
Dick shark. Still like bestowing all the extra dick sharks.
Lives. Segments. Fractal Josh.
After
Dingleberries, penguins, oranges, noses, parts.
After Fractal Josh. Oh wait, no, that's a person.
Breast hair.
Ooh.
That's so
I gotta put
unique.
Fractal
We'll
Josh
never
down
think
here.
to flag that.
Breast hair?
Yeah. That's a noun, right?
Yeah, we need a couple other after segments. Edsel.
Honey badgers.
Oh, we had our chance at Edsel in there, but after breast hair, donkeys.
What's the
there's
next one?
lots. We have lots of nouns, guys. We need to put these together with some verbs and adjectives.
So what do we need next? What's our next?
This was where I put word.
Word,
so
word,
I'm just
word.
trying
Okay.
to complete this sentence. The sentence I'm trying to complete is, I guess it's not a huge deal, but Lord Gaben really doesn't like bestowing all the extra dick sharks after breast hair, something.
After breast
This
hair.
is poetry.
After breast hair ruined his Steam sales, for example, or something like that.
After breast hair, growth America. Okay.
After breast hair started trending.
Started trending? Okay, started trending. There we go.
All right.
I promise, guys, we only have one more of these.
Yes. Bear with us.
So all we need is a verb.
Verb.
Tell
verb.
Linus to verb all over Luke.
Ooh, this is going to be the best one.
Tell Linus to verb all over Luke
This
if he wants
verb-
Fractal Josh to get jealous.
This verb will be
Surely
the
it
difference
is
between
word.
whether this gets
Vomits,
flagged or not.
lick, Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle.
What is that?
That is...
Is that a Harry Potter
That's
term?
like a pirating term. Or
Oh.
like that's vomit. Vomit? Should we go with vomit? it's kind of gross.
Let him go a little bit
Yeah.
more. Wow, we got 2
Lubricate.
vomits. Jesus, you guys are disgusting.
Lubricate, defecate.
Sick.
You guys have some interesting... People have been watching like 50 Shades of Grey or something recently.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Tell Linus to lubricate all over Luke. Sneeze? Sneeze is...
Masticate.
Masticate is chew. Like to chew.
Oh, I know.
Of course. Oh, we got spunk in there. Lollygag. We need to just finish this one. Ejaculate.
To
No,
shart.
But that's...
No, wait, we already did shart.
No, we didn't.
Oh.
I said it at some point. Bleed. I'm just gonna use bleed. I like that.
Bleed. Okay.
Tell Linus to bleed all over Luke if he wants Fractal Josh to get jealous. Post new topic.
Alright.
And we're done. That's my 3rd post ever on the Linus Tech Tips forum.
You will get banned instantly.
Yeah. All right, we got one more of these, guys. It's
All right, and our
fantastic.
3rd victim for this segment, which is Fantastic Forums, is the one and only JayzTwoCents. Mr.
Indeed.
J is the target of the hour, and I think we're gonna be talking more about Jay a little bit here. But for now, let's just torment his little forum here.
Does this qualify as community outreach?
I think it has to. I don't think it belongs anywhere else. That's the only appropriate place.
No adult. Wait, there's some rules.
This is going to turn into community outrage.
Jay's got some rules on his
The
forum.
community outrage forum.
No adult or pornographic sites. It's a continuous violation. All right, new topic.
What if he updated it because he knew we were coming? It's like, and nothing must be posted by Paul or Kyle during Awesome Hardware. It's like, what? It's forum rules! Alright. I'll read this next one for you, blank and empty, and you guys fill it in. Hello, JayzTwoCents forums. This is the Awesome Hardware crew. We just wanted to say a huge exclamation for your big move. It takes a lot of nouns to verb yourself like that, but exclamation, we're as excited as you are. Our noun, didn't realize that was the end of a sentence, our noun is just so adjective verb that we can barely verb. Word, word, word. Hugs and kisses, Awesome Hardware. Beautiful. Alright, so our first one that we need is an exclamation.
I used Jay's a dickhole.
That's good.
Yeah, that's the classic. Guys, if you don't watch
It's funny 'cause
if
it's
you don't
true.
watch Tech Talk, which is what Jay and Jerry do every Thursday, it's a show somewhat akin to this one, I suppose. That's
Much
where
more
Jay's a
sophisticated.
dickhole came from. I swear, it's all in good fun.
Mhm.
It takes a lot of nouns, a lot of pecker pals. A lot of pecker pals.
Pecker pals.
I'm gonna go with pecker pals because
Poppy block.
they got that trending the other day.
Alright. We got
Takes a lot
Johnson.
of pecker pals to verb yourself like that. What's verb? We need a verb.
Verb. That's what's happening.
To dickhole yourself. To DDoS.
Okay.
All right.
To DDoS yourself like that, but another exclamation. We need one more exclamation.
Another exclamation here.
Hot damn.
But Johnson. But Johnson.
But Johnson! I'm gonna start saying that loud in public.
Johnson.
Next time, like I stub my toe. Johnson! Fucking Johnson.
What is it? It reminds me of Leroy Jenkins. It really has a Leroy Jenkins
Coined the
vibe.
term. Need a noun?
Our noun is just so adjective verb. Our money shot.
Noun is just so adjective verb.
Our money shot is just so. So butt pirate, no.
Swag.
It's just so shaft, so swag.
I don't know.
We can use swag, yeah.
I
It's
know
just
that I
so-
made that one. I want to use theirs.
Well, I like
Okay.
swag.
Okay.
But
Money
we
shot
need
is just so
adjective- we need
swag.
adjective swag.
Oh. So.
It would be like effing, and we need a replacement for
Okay.
fucking, I should say.
Okay.
We cuss
so
on this show
fucking
now,
swag.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
No, but I'm not. I
God
can't
damn it.
say that. It'll get flagged. That's.
Oh.
We have to keep things. Like
So righteously swag.
righteously.
This is terrible.
Mm.
We got fleeking, gentacular. What?
We can barely what? We can barely verb.
Can barely
We need
come.
a verb here. We can barely. It's delicious. We're inundated with nouns again. We can barely poop nap. We've already used.
We
Poop,
did poop nap.
We've already used poop nap.
Poop nap
We can
trolls.
barely. Verb, guys. We need a verb.
We can barely ejaculate.
Ejaculate.
Oh my God! I didn't even.
As as you said it.
Right when I said that. Who are you? Show
Just-
yourself, just a tree.
Just a tree.
You're on my level,
Yeah.
bro. You are on my level.
All right, word. All right, so just some words. This can be nonsense.
So we're okay.
Uh,
Word.
360 no scope.
What? Nice.
We'll put poop nap in there.
360 no scope poop nap.
nap.
AMD's for poor people.
Titty nope.
You know,
Is that a word?
that's a new one.
Illuminati. Ah, there.
Like my grandma always used to say, 360 no scope poop nap Illuminati. Back in the day, that was the
Hey,
phrase.
We're
All
gonna
right,
submit-
so let's hear the whole thing, Paul.
Hello, JayzTwoCents forums. This is the Awesome Hardware crew. We just wanted to say huge Jay's a dickhole for your big move. It takes a lot of pecker pals to DDoS yourself like that, but Johnson!
Yes, preach it.
We're as excited as you are. Our money shot is just so righteously swag that we can barely ejaculate. That doesn't... I guess that kind of makes sense. 360 no scope poop nap. Poop nap. Hugs and kisses.
Oh, poor Jay.
Awesome Hardware crew.
Jay, we love you.
And so endeth segment 1.
We just started, like, all we did was go into each of these people's homes and start a fire.
I know.
That's all we've done.
I know.
That's what the segment is.
Ah.
It's destructive and I love it.
Guys, we're just getting started. We have... Literally, that was 1/8 of our content.
Yes, it was.
That we have set up for today. So I'm excited.
More terrible
Hope you
things
guys
to
are
come.
excited.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't do?
What didn't you do?
I didn't tweet that we're live. I should do that.
I tweeted like 5 minutes before we
You
were
did?
live. I did.
Alright.
Because I'm smirked with that swag.
You can kind of introduce the next segment.
Alright.
We're doing a sword fight next.
Yes.
And the sword fight is based on something that you guys have probably heard about today,
Correct.
and that is Vessel.
Yeah.
You might have expected us to talk about Vessel. If you're not familiar with it, Kyle's going to give you a quick and dirty explanation. Right, Kyle?
It'll be super quick and dirty.
Quick and dirty.
As
Alright.
always. Alright, so I think Linus posted a video yesterday. It was a giveaway video. He was giving away a bunch of cool shit. And at the beginning, he prefaces it with, hey, by the way, I'm kind of moving some of my content over to this other website called Vessel. And he's not necessarily producing exclusive content for this website, but he's releasing it about a week or so early on this website before making it live on YouTube. So the catch is that it's a paid subscription model. So in theory, you would have to start paying to view his content a week early, which for the hardcore fans that love his stuff and can't wait to get it, could make sense. But there's many controversial ideas and opinions that have arisen from this event. So today we're here to talk about it. In today's sword fight.
This is the most epic, awesome hardware ever. I feel like we're dealing with really heavy-hitting topics.
Yeah, I think we need to drink more. I think that's the key.
Well, we're working on it.
We're working on it.
There.
We're doing well.
So I'm gonna post the straw poll in chat for you guys.
And there's a lot of speculation, and I can see it both ways, right? In one regard, YouTube has kind of forced partners into doing something like this, where they've included new terms of service which says you can't put full screen logos of vendor brands or images unless you give us a cut, right? So it makes it really hard for Paul and I and people like us to do like third-party ads or pre-rolls in front of our videos, which is like one of our biggest sources of revenue. So I can see where Linus is coming from in certain aspects, but at the same time, is Vessel.com the right place to go? Is it the right safe haven that YouTube partners have been looking for? And not just partners, but how does it affect the viewers? Are the viewers happy with the service? Is it good for the viewers just as much as it is good for the partners? So that's what Paul and I are here to argue today.
Yes, indeed. So what we're talking about here is a YouTube alternative, and whereas those have existed in the past before, Vessel seems to have a lot of potential behind it, at least from the perspective of YouTube creators. Vessel was actually founded, or at least I don't know his role, but the former CEO of Hulu is behind it. So there's definitely some people in there who seem like they have some experience in the space as far as online media, content creation, curation of online content goes. And Vessel's whole business model right now is that they've made these offers. They've made direct deals with a lot of the YouTubers who are very or who are more well known. So Linus is one of those. You might have seen Lou from Unbox Therapy's on there as well.
Yep.
Some other ones I noticed, like Good Mythical Morning was on there.
Shane Dawson's
is
a big YouTuber.
Yeah, so quite a few of them. I mean, and obviously YouTube spans a huge variety of content, so they're trying to kind of get a few of the top names from each area. It seems like they've made direct deals with these with these creators, and what they're asking them to do is post their content on Vessel first, and then 72 hours later, at minimum, the content can then be posted on YouTube. In situations like Linus's, where he at times has to deal with content that's more that's more time sensitive, he has arranged with them to be able to post his content immediately in situations like if it's show coverage, or if it's like a launch of a Titan X, for example, something where there's a deadline to post, or something that's more time sensitive. So the question we're asking you guys, and the question we're going to debate right now, is Vessel, from what you guys have learned from this and from what we've learned from this, is Vessel the answer to what some YouTube content creators in particular have been looking for as an alternative to YouTube's free service? Do we need an alternative to YouTube's free service? And I guess that's kind of a layout just to start with. I did want to pull up Linus's actual video, because this is definitely something that within the community, at least when it comes to the YouTube community, there's a lot of back and forth on. If you guys notice the like and dislike ratio down there, it's
pretty polarizing.
It's pretty polarizing. We have right now, at least as of when I loaded this page, he's at 10,600 likes and 4,100 dislikes.
And he's usually much better about his like to dislike ratio.
So that's about a 40% dislike ratio. So obviously there's some people out there who are either don't have exactly the right idea in their mind of what Vessel actually is and what Linus is doing, or they know exactly what Linus is doing and they see it as either a cash grab, or they see it as something where he's taking away something that people have understood to or come to accept as free, and now it's either not going to be free, or they're not going to be able to see it at the same time as anyone else. For right now, if you guys are interested in trying this out, and I already did this because I've actually reached out to Vessel too. I don't think they're quite dipping down to the level of the number of subscribers that we have quite yet. But I'm signed up because for at least the first 3 days right now, 72 hours since starting yesterday, if you sign up, you get 1 year of free access.
Right.
You don't have to put a credit card in. It's not like something where you put in the thing and like after a year they're going to start charging you or anything. It's just free and it's just sign up. So we didn't decide which sides we're going to take. Which side do you want to take?
I guess I'll take the correct side and argue against it. And
against it?
you can take the
Wait,
incorrect side.
what? What did you say? All right, so you're gonna say Vessel's bad.
So harshly put, Paul. I will say that...
That's the idea of the sword fight, Kyle. We need to take opposing sides.
Okay, I'll say Vessel's bad.
Okay, Kyle's gonna say Vessel's
it's
bad.
good.
I'm gonna say Vessel's good.
You go first.
By the way, guys, post. Oh wait, we need to go back to here. Click that link in the straw poll. We're gonna check in on that in a few minutes too.
Indeed.
Yeah, sorry, get Linus off the screen.
Hey.
Sorry about that. All right, so I will say Vessel's good because YouTube needs competitors. YouTube needs competition. YouTube and Google, for however closely they're related, for quite a while has seemed to be going forward with that old motto of Google, which was "Don't be evil," and it seemed like they were kind of doing the right thing when it comes to particularly the people who create their content. I will say Vessel's good specifically because it is new, it's getting a lot of discussion around it, and it's definitely the type of thing that YouTube is certainly looking at very closely, and it's something that might spur them into action when it comes to how they're treating their content creators. I will tell you guys, as a content creator, when it comes to YouTube trying to crack down on certain things that we're able to do, such as arranging our own sponsorship outside of YouTube, outside of what they're able to do with their pre-roll ads, it kind of irks me. It makes me not happy. It makes me think, wow, if only there was some other platform the size of YouTube that was a competitor that I could say, hey YouTube, if you're mean to me, I could go to this other place and do this other thing, and I have another way out. It's just something that I think needs to happen, and what makes me happy, at least about what I've heard from Vessel so far, is that they have taken a real stance that they are behind the content creators, that they are going to be providing more of the ad revenue back to the content creators for ads that are fed on their site. It's something like 30%, whereas YouTube is 45%. Based on their by setting up a more viable subscription model than what YouTube currently has in place, or at least something that may be more appealing to people for getting subscriptions to the content that they most enjoy. It seems like it might be something that can offer that bridge between the free content and the paid content, which is really where YouTube creators, if they're doing something and trying to make a living out of it, kind of need to get to be. Granted, not everyone wants to pay for content, but the fact that it's still available for free, I think, makes up for the fact that people have to wait to view some of it.
Okay. I see those as all very compelling reasons, Paul, even though you are wrong. And I will tell you why. Because while I do think that YouTube does need another website or another service to stand up to it and say, hey, look, we are here for the content creators. We are here to deliver, higher CPMs and whatnot to make sure that you can actually turn this thing that you've created yourself into a business. I feel like that is necessary, and unless YouTube changes its ways and kind of backpedals a bit and actually starts wisening up, I think that's necessary. However, I do not feel like Vessel.com is the entity that should be carrying the torch for something like this. And for various reasons. Now, first off, I actually logged on there today. For the first time, I signed up for an account, right? Because you get it for free for the first year, that is. And I just tried exploring. I just tried, browsing around, and I went on Linus's channel there, and I went on Lou's channel, and I did not enjoy the experience at all.
It was stupid?
I thought it was terrible. The video quality kind of paled in comparison to YouTube. And I was also reading people's comments, and they had a lot of good points where not everyone has awesome internet speeds. Mm-hmm. Not everyone has a great internet connection. That's one of the beauties of YouTube, is that you can have these you can change your quality from 4K to 1440 to 1080. You have all these intermediary settings that you don't have on Vessel. You have the auto option, which it just does it for you, and you have HD, which will just push it to the highest quality that it can. Also, stuff like screen size, you can't adjust the screen size depending on, the way you like to watch and based on your monitor's resolution, things like that. It just feels very unfinished compared to a lot of the features and refinement that YouTube has. But my biggest argument against it is that it is a different website that people have to go to. I mean, no one's going to actually subscribe to your Vessel account when 99% of the people they watch are on YouTube. Now they have to create another account, they have to sign in to prove that they are paying money to watch whatever content that they're subscribed to on this website, and it's just very inconvenient for the viewer. As good as it might be for the creator, the partner, how good is it for them really if it's a terrible experience for the viewer? Mm-hmm. So that's the thing I'm wrestling with right now. And as a partner myself, just like you are and just like Linus is, it's something that I've considered as well. Like, wow, this sounds really great. You get to keep 60% of all the subscription earnings as well as 70% of all the ad revenue. And then I thought, hold on. If I'm charging people once a month to watch my content, then I don't necessarily want to enable ads on my videos. I want it to be an ad-free environment, because if people are paying, whatever, a couple bucks a month to watch my stuff, I don't want them to run into an issue where they have to watch ads on my videos. So that 70% of ad revenue that I'm earning is gone. So I'm pretty much just relying on the 60% of subscription fees or subscription earnings that I get. Mm-hmm. And at that end, it's like, okay, like they have the right idea, but I don't think they're quite there yet. And the biggest task right now is pulling the audience from YouTube over to their own website. Unless every other big partner on YouTube switches over to Vessel, I don't see it happening. I don't see the long-term benefit or the long-term potential for a website like this.
Okay. So just to show what you guys think, or what you guys thought of this.
Sorry for my ranting, by the way.
It's all right. No, you went on for quite some time. It was fantastic. I think, as usual, when it comes to our sword fight debates, Kyle and I have thoughts on both sides of this, and definitely a lot of the things that Kyle said when it comes to the existing audience on YouTube, and just how easy it is to like kind of drop stuff on there and it gets seen because they have all the algorithms in place for viewing the content and everything. It's a good experience. It's a much more mature platform. As you can probably see on the screen here, most of you guys would agree that it is too early to tell, about 54%. And apart from that, it seems like the majority thought that YouTube does need a competitor, but Vessel is not the one to be it. So, thank you for your feedback, guys. I mean, we really appreciate you jumping in on these when we're doing these debates back and forth, because I always find it to be interesting. A lot of times the results that we come up with are different than what I think it might have been.
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, now that you mention all the people that are contributing to these straw polls and being interactive, we have about 175 viewers on our stream right now, which is an all-time high in my opinion. Like, this is the highest number I've seen on our stream. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Our numbers are growing more and more each week. So if you got buddies or friends or family that might be interested in this kind of thing, we really appreciate you passing along the good word.
It helps when we don't sound like giants or something like that.
Yeah, it really does.
When we manage to get by without like too much technical difficulties, that always helps.
Yeah.
All right.
Next week we'll sound like girls.
Since we usually ask two questions during Sword Fight, I have one more question for you guys, and that is, should we make Awesome Hardware t-shirts? So I'm going to go ahead and take the positive on this one. I will say yes, we should.
How am I supposed to argue against this?
Kyle, you go ahead and argue, why shouldn't we have Awesome Hardware t-shirts?
Oh my god, I'm not nearly lawyer enough for this.
You need
can't lie that well.
It's your job in order to uphold the standards of the Sword Fight segment.
All right, why we should not have
explain
shirts.
why we shouldn't have this. This is
I cannot think of a single reason. All right, I'm gonna have to pull some shit out of my ass right now. That's where it comes from. All right, so shirts are lame, right? I mean, we should all just be naked. Case in point. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Shirts are lame, and we should all be naked.
You can quote me on that. That quote will resound through eons.
I don't think I can come up with a rebuttal for that. All right,
I know.
I'm sorry, guys.
Right?
No
shirts will be made.
No Awesome Hardware.
Compelling
shirts.
argument I've made.
Okay, let me explain why we need Awesome Hardware.
Okay,
shirts.
go for it. I'm sure it'll be better than mine.
Shirts are not lame.
Damn it! That's all he had to say.
They help us cover our chesticles, as I believe you call them.
Yes, I do.
Did you make that up?
Of course I did.
That's a silly word.
That's OG content right there.
It's a silly word. That is. It does ride the line between like acceptable and graphic.
Right. Puts the thought in your head.
All right. So I know I haven't given you guys a whole lot of time here, but I want to see what you think and whether or not we should have.
What if it was just overwhelmingly
Everyone's
no?
like, no.
Fuck
Your
that.
shirts suck.
Don't you dare.
All right, at least, or no, nearly half of you say yes.
Yes, or you promised it.
But then again, 30% say I prefer not to wear clothing. So you did have a strong impact. I think
All right.
Kyle's argument there had a strong impact on that particular vote.
Quite
So-
convincing, I am.
Oh, it's changing. It's still changing. People are still voting. I didn't give enough time. All right. So Kyle and I were actually talking about the possibility of doing Awesome Hardware shirts.
Yes.
So we'll look into that. We can't promise you they'll be like next week or anything, but we'll get that going. And we're thinking about doing unique ones too, or like doing special
Right.
runs, kind of like what Kyle's doing on his channel with the clever sayings on the back or something like that. So maybe we'll do something along those lines.
That'd be
Okay.
sweet.
We have we're halfway done with mine.
We are.
That's about.
Excellent.
All right, we need to hurry up because I'm taking too long. I think.
You are super slow.
All right, guys. We talked a little bit about JayzTwoCents earlier.
We did.
You guys may have heard of him. He's another fellow YouTuber out there who focuses on hardware and technology and does a lot of water cooling stuff. He helped me immensely with the water cooled system that I built, or that we both built.
He did
I'm
everything.
pressing the wrong button. What?
Hmm?
I did things too. All right, so this
You got
segment
film.
came up kind of last minute today, but Jay actually just tweeted this. Due to all y'all amazing folks out there, and I'm sure many of you are included in that, he has officially sent in his resignation letter. If you guys weren't aware, Jay is a superhuman.
He is.
He's some kind of crazy person,
He's got babies.
and he not only does he have 2 wonderful children,
That are
but he
wonderful.
also has a full-time job, and he does crazy YouTube stuff, like to the tune of 3-4 videos a week.
Yep.
Both of us who don't have jobs or children are flummoxed every time we consider what the heck Jay does. But anyway,
We're just a sack of potatoes.
all this is to say he's clearly headed down the path to failure because
course.
he has chosen to leave his nice, easy, steady paying job in order to go down the path of YouTube.
Yeah, who would ever do that?
Where Kyle and I are currently languishing, and eventually we'll probably have to take jobs at the local car wash or something part-time, or Kyle might have to go into something else. But because Jay just announced this today, and because we want to help out our fellow YouTubers,
Yes.
my question for you guys today, and I have another straw poll. I'm sorry, I like straw polls, but we want to help Jay. We want to give him some other options. Oh wait, I did
I'm gonna
that
go pee
twice.
really quick. I'll be right back.
Really?
Yeah, I really can't hold it. I can't.
Oh my God! All right, that's to be expected. Actually, I'm surprised Kyle last week did not have to take a pee break. He has the bladder that's at least the size of a pea, and maybe somewhere between a pea and a cranberry. That's kind of where I estimated. But as you can tell, he's clearly consumed far too much liquid. I'm going to press on, though, because, you know, I should just do this show by myself. Maybe we can get Joanne in here. That was suggested earlier this week. So here's my straw poll for you guys. What we're asking you to answer the straw poll and help us decide is what Jay should do when his YouTube channel inevitably fails. Obviously, that's going to happen to all of us because the world is ending. So I've put together the straw poll with just a wide variety of different possible jobs that Jay might be able to take on. We think he's qualified for all of them. And Kyle has returned. Thank you, Kyle.
Plumber.
I'm looking forward to adding your pee break into the show notes tomorrow.
I didn't wash my
Okay.
hands.
So just to run over a few of the possible job opportunities that Jay might have, we have obstetrician, of course, plumber, a tightrope walking expert in Cirque du Soleil, which is in Las Vegas. Might
Lovely.
require a bit of relocation, but I think it's worth it.
Yep.
IT software development as a QA engineer, which I think you might have some familiarity with. As a consultant, because he is good at providing his 2 cents. Prostitute, pimper, Apple genius. Now,
All the same.
Jay was kind enough to speak with me briefly before the show. He was incredibly thankful that we were going to be asking all of you guys this because he's really looking for just your feedback, your support on this one. So I'm here to provide just a little bit of more detail about this. Jay said he's going to be doing a little state of his channel announcement on his channel as well. So if you guys aren't already subscribed, JayzTwoCents with a Z, J-A-Y-Z.
Like Jay-Z.
You can check that out and subscribe and be appraised at that when he announces it. But so the company he is leaving, he's been there for 10 years.
Wow.
What he did was IT software development as a QA engineer. Wow.
What?
That is amazing.
I would pick that one.
That is one of those options, completely randomly.
He's
that came up
perfectly
with
suited
that.
for the job.
He also wanted me to let you guys know, again, obviously he's going to have a lot more details when he posts his video, but he's not actually immediately doing full-time YouTube. He's the kind of person who thinks before he acts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's very, very, very confusing
Never done that.
thing for me to kind of grasp,
It's weird.
but I don't know. So he said he has some other things going on too. I guess he alluded to that. He kind of gave me a little wink at the same time when he said that. So who knows? And there's another note here that says Jay is now selling his body for sexual encounters.
I could see that happening.
Your cursor is hovering right next to that, Kyle.
My cursor?
Is that-
No. That's not me.
Interesting. Well, anyway,
Shut up.
again, this is just a brief segment. This is a one-off segment because because
Because
this doesn't
hopefully-
happen every day, I suppose. And
doesn't happen every
Last
day when
minute,
Jay
but
quits his job.
let's check out what you guys think. As far as Jay should be a consultant providing his 2 cents.
Damn.
That's almost like exactly what he does right now, except he records video of himself. And then, of course, the second option would be pimp.
a pimp.
He could also fill in as a prostitute. 18% of you suggested
What if he
that.
pimped himself as a prostitute?
Surprised Apple Genius made that up to, on list number 4.
It's just so ironic.
Number 4 option was Apple Genius. No one thought he should be an obstetrician. Those are the people who help deliver babies, by the way. In case
I don't think he would do good. I think he'd probably drop it.
No one
drop
wants
the babies.
No one wants Jade to deliver their baby.
That'd be a little unsettling. I'm
I
sorry.
I have no explanation for that. I thought that'd be right up his alley. Anyway, guys, check out Jay's channel because he does some great videos over
He's
there.
a good man.
Very educational. He's a good man too. He's a good father. Okay. That's 3 of my 4 segments down, Kyle.
And we're almost done with
So,
Paul's segment.
If you guys have been watching Awesome Hardware for a while now, you know that we usually end the first half with a bit of news, so I have some news lined up. This is the Tech News FreeSync edition.
Oh,
If you guys weren't aware, AMD late last week released
Okay.
a new driver that was also released along with, at different times last week, several
Yes.
new monitors.
yeah. Yeah.
That's all.
That's all the news you
I thought it
have
was
for
kinda
FreeSync?
cool. No.
You're lying.
I have more things.
Good.
I'm just going to click some things over here first to make sure that we're lined up.
So you actually
Okay.
got a FreeSync monitor recently, didn't you?
No, Kyle, no, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
Just
did.
kidding.
No, I did. Alright, so
Temporarily.
if you guys don't know what FreeSync is, FreeSync is AMD's counter to AMD's G-Sync. AMD's had G-Sync for a while. G-Sync and FreeSync both allow the graphics card or GPU in your, let's say, gaming desktop computer to talk to your monitor so that whatever frame rate your graphics card can spit out, your monitor can synchronize it with. So if your graphics card can do 70 frames per second, your monitor does a 70 hertz refresh rate.
Right.
The goal of this is to eliminate tearing and to eliminate stuttering.
Right.
The 2 terrible things that happen while PC gaming, which can kind of suck.
And before this, it was kind of reversed, right? Where your GPU would actually have to yield to your monitor's refresh rate. And
Yes.
that could cause potential problems.
And there are various things. So when that timing is out of sync is when you get tearing. For
Tearing.
example, that's when your GPU is trying to send
And it looks like
and only half of the frame gets drawn, and then your monitor's like, oh, new frame, and then it
Too late.
cuts it, and then you get that tearing and then stuttering. One of the solutions for synchronizing is to turn on VSync or vertical sync, which will lock, like if you have 60 hertz monitor, it'll lock your frame rate at 60 hertz. But then if you dip below that, your frame rate can suddenly drop from 60 to
15.
30,
Yeah.
or 30 to 15, because
Right.
it cuts it in half, and that can cause a stutter or a hiccup. Okay,
It's
that's
very
a
annoying.
quick example, or a quick explanation of that. So first, let's talk about the new FreeSync monitors that AMD has announced. This is a article from over on Maximum PC. AMD also released some scandalous information indicating that clearly FreeSync is superior to G-Sync.
Why is that?
Due to performance consistency over time, according to this little chart here, with it on versus off, to the tune of negative 1.14%.
What do they mean over
Not that
time?
huge.
Like the over the time amount of time you're gaming on the monitor? Or?
I didn't
even look
pay
at
that
it.
close of attention to that.
Son of a
Honestly,
bitch.
when I looked at the little chart and the differences there were so minor, I was like, that seems kind of nitpicky to me.
But you don't know.
There are some pluses and some minuses to either side, so we're going to kind of go over those. But first, I want to talk about the actual monitors, the actual hardware that's available now.
Okay.
So we can kind of run down these. The first one is this LG. So you can kind of see it right there. This
21
is
by
the
9?
29UM67. It is a 29-inch monitor, 2560 by 1080 resolution, so that's
Okay.
one of the ultra wides. 21 by 9.
Yep.
The refresh rate is 48 to 75 hertz.
Okay.
So that's your kind of range.
Yeah.
So if your GPU at that resolution can put out kind of in that range, then you'll get the free synciness in
Okay.
that range.
All right.
But that is also where there's a sort of a point of contention, because there's kind of this range that FreeSync can hit, and then there's qualifications that they do for if your graphics card suddenly goes over that, like outside,
Right.
it's putting out too many frames per second,
Right.
And what it does then, or what is usually a worse situation if it goes under that.
Yeah.
But
And
anyway.
G-Sync doesn't have this kind of range limitation, right? It's just as
No,
far
they
as
both have
they both have the limitation.
They both have a range limitation, but right now, and it's still pretty early, there's still some questions as far as what certain monitors do when they're given a frame rate within that
Gotcha.
specific range.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the next one here is from Acer. This is a 27-inch XG270HU.
Sweet.
Have you guys ever wondered why, when you have new products, they're just a string of letters and numbers?
Uncreative marketing team.
No, it's because of money. So take something like the Asus ROG Swift, for example. Asus had to go through a licensing process in order to call it the Swift monitor. They had to license that, and they had to do the proper stuff to go through in order to say, hey, this is it. And like,
So it costs money to brand stuff.
It costs money to give something a name like that.
Right.
And that's why so often you see 29UM67 or XG270HU.
It's got to be worth it, though, because no one's going to remember XG270UH.
But monitors turn over so frequently and they're revved so often that it becomes less.
Unless you have something like
Yeah.
the Swift that has some. Well, I don't know.
You'll see Swift applied to a lot of different monitors. In that
Monitors are
range,
one of those things
and
that typically have longer legs than a lot of DIY components, like a CPU, which you crank out every year. I mean, I've had my
That's
monitor
true.
for the last 2 years.
for the person who buys them, but maybe not necessarily for the people selling them.
People that sell them stupid, dumb.
That's a compelling point, Kyle.
Yeah.
Let's continue
Should've been
down
a
the
sword
line,
fight.
though.
I would have totally won.
Acer XG270HU 27-inch monitor. This is an IPS in-plane switching, which a lot of people are clamoring for. What I hear most often is like, oh, when you give me a 4K IPS, 144 hertz, G-Sync and FreeSync monitor, 30-inch, then that's when I'll buy my new monitor. I don't know when that's coming, but
Okay.
this is an IPS, 2560 by 1440, so 16 by 9. 40 to 144 hertz refresh rate. So this is one
I
of the
like
high
it.
refresh rate monitors, and $500.
I like it.
If there is an advantage of these FreeSync monitors right out of the gate, it is that they do seem to be less expensive by a decent chunk than the G-Sync monitors.
Yeah. Uh,
All right, next we have a BenQ. Oh, wait, I need to hit the button.
This has kind of always been true with Nvidia and AMD too, right? Kind of follows that.
It has been. AMD tends to go for the value proposition,
Right.
at least since 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
BenQ. So this is the one that I actually have right now, temporarily at least. This is the XL2730Z. XL2730Z.
Just rolls off the tongue.
27-inch monitor, TN panel. But since it's TN, it's very fast. So also 144 hertz, 2560 by 1440.
I think that one has a
16 by
1
9.
millisecond response time too.
1 millisecond response time. This one's $600.
Yeah.
Although Newegg was selling it for $630. Why?
Boo!
Because $30 more for FreeSync. That's why. I don't know.
Tack it on now.
Apart from that, though, we've got one more here we wanted to show you from this new round. We have an LG 34UM67. This is a 34-inch, also IPS, Also 21 by 9, ultra wide, 2560 by 1080, and this one also has that kind of narrow refresh rate range of 48 to 75 hertz.
Mm-hmm.
This one's $650.
Jesus, I would just go with the Acer. It's 500. It's
Acer.
$100 cheaper than the
Acer
BenQ.
seems like a.
It's still 144 hertz. Like, why would you not just go for the Acer?
And that's kind of what Acer's been hanging their hat on, is giving those inexpensive monitors.
They've been killing it lately with monitors.
They have. Acer sells a lot of monitors.
Getting better.
Apart from these new monitors that came out last week, though, AMD also released the Catalyst 15.3 beta drivers. Those were launched, and you need those beta drivers in order to actually enable FreeSync.
Right.
One other thing to mention about FreeSync right now is since it's new, it's much newer than G-Sync, for example, at least as far as availability to the public goes. No Crossfire support yet.
So no 295X2 quite
no
yet.
290. Well, you can use a 295X2, just not
You
in
just won't
Crossfire,
in Crossfire,
mode. You have
of
to
course.
disable Crossfire and only use one of the GPUs.
Yep.
So,
But whatever, it's new.
give
it some time.
But should you? But should
Give it a month.
But should everyone get FreeSync? That's the question.
Well,
Should everyone sell their Nvidia graphics cards?
well, no. Well, I think
And
it
get-
largely depends on what video card, like you said, is currently in your system. I
That's
think
true.
if you have, I think they're close enough to the point where you could say if you have a 980 in your rig, get G-Sync, and if you have an R9 295X2 or whatever 290X, get FreeSync. I don't think it. Neither one is so much better than the other that it warrants getting rid of your current GPU and buying another one from its competitor.
Oh, I would agree.
Yeah.
All right. So first off, I need to say thank you to Steve because he sent these articles over to me earlier this week, or maybe that was earlier today.
Thanks, Steve.
So this is a FreeSync First Impressions article on PC Perspective by Ryan Shrout, and I think Alan jumps in here at some point too. But we wanted to talk about, at least as far as AMD's perspective, because they always like to say, here's why FreeSync is better than G-Sync. So I just wanted to run down some of those. We're going to go at it from the other side as well.
All right.
So the three distinct keys that they're talking about here, as you can see in the online, or the image right there, no proprietary hardware.
Right.
They've gone with DisplayPort 1.2a, which already has the standard built in, so they're using that with the existing controller modules in the monitors, so that you don't have to do what Nvidia's done, which is they've developed a G-Sync module, an extra chip that goes on there,
hardware.
which costs the manufacturers about $30 to $40
Yeah.
per unit. They don't have to pay licensing, but they do have to buy that piece of hardware.
And that's why
Yeah.
a Swift is more expensive than any of the monitors that we just mentioned.
That is definitely one of those reasons. AMD will also tell you that they have no closed standards. That's why they called it FreeSync, was because they were like, they made there's G-Sync and they're closed and proprietary.
They're
and
not
stupid.
free.
So ours is free and it's open, and AMD often gets a lot of credit for doing that. I give them credit for that too, although it also bites them in the ass sometimes, let's be honest.
True.
And then the last thing is no licensing fees, which is, again, kind of a jab at Nvidia, because they're saying they need to, although again, Nvidia doesn't force the monitor manufacturers to pay licensing fees, they just make them buy a chip.
Right.
And then the other thing is that the FreeSync refresh rate range is actually wider, according to the DisplayPort 1.2a standard. So FreeSync can go from all the way down to 9 hertz all the way up to 240 hertz, at least according to the specs and the standard.
That's pretty sweet.
That is pretty sweet. Although some of the monitors that have come out have a much narrower range of that they operate within.
For now,
so
sure.
when I saw this listed here as here's why FreeSync is awesome, I was also kind of like, yeah, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sure. Based on some of the early reviews I saw, those lower hertz, like the 48 to 75 hertz monitors. G-Sync has a range of 30 to 144 hertz, which is much
Pretty standard.
narrower than 9 to 240. But that's not all. We also have an article over on Forbes.
Forbes.
This is a whoa.
Well, surely Forbes should be with a Z at the end.
This is a Jason Evangelo article. He actually had a long talk with Tom Peterson from Nvidia. You know Tom, right?
Tommy Tom.
Good old Tom.
Go golfing with him every Saturday.
This is a long article, and if you guys want more information, I would encourage you to go over to Forbes and check out this interview with between Tom and Jason. They go on for quite a while, but basically, to narrow it down a little bit, because I'm not going to read that entire freaking conversation back and forth. One thing Tom said was NVIDIA has a no stutter policy. That is what Nvidia has been going for, and that's why they're saying they need their chip. Is in order to prevent stuttering. That is the ultimate goal here. If you're going to do frame rates consistency, if you're going to have frame rate, I can't remember the name they keep calling it, but if you're going to do this, basically, you want to do it and prevent stuttering, and NVIDIA has kind of like a no stuttering policy overall.
Yep.
Also, Tom was kind of poking some holes in this whole range thing, because as we said, some of the monitors that we've already talked about today, that I was showing you there earlier, have this range that they're limited to, 48 to 75 hertz, and AMD, because your graphics card might not always be pushing exactly between 48 and 75 hertz refresh rate, there's certain things you can do. They actually have a good rule, which is if you're above 75 hertz, you have the option to go VSync or no VSync.
Right.
So you can go no VSync, which is going to give you faster refresh rate on screen. So if you're a Twitch gamer, you might prefer that. You're going to get tearing as a result.
Right.
But you do at least have the option to turn that on. Or you can go VSync on, which could potentially, if you had a sudden dip in frame rate, lead to a stutter.
Gotcha.
So Tom said that NVIDIA actually needs that G-Sync module in there to both eliminate stutter, but also to eliminate ghosting. Ghosting, if you guys aren't aware, it's when there's movement on screen and the pixel doesn't have enough time to refresh, so you have sort of a part of that image that's still there that's kind of fading or something like that.
A trailing image almost.
It's a trailing image as there's motion across the screen, and that was one of the first things that we saw over the past weekend as some of the reviewers are starting to test these new monitors that came out, is ghosting is definitely apparent in the FreeSync monitors, at least some of the FreeSync monitors, and actually in some of the brief testing I've done so far, it was something that I noticed as well, even just with the naked eye. But it was only apparent in like that windmill demo that they have.
Yep.
So overall, my personal experience, and it's limited so far, was pretty good. I mean, the FreeSync works. The end result, when we're just using these kind of demos that they have that pendulum demo,
right,
that works with both FreeSync and G-Sync, and when they're both working how they should, they give you effectively the same result. Everything's nice and smooth. You can click the on and off going between FreeSync and non-FreeSync. And this is boring you, obviously. This is boring.
No.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
just
You're just tired.
No, yeah, you're riveting.
See, I'm gonna yawn during
So
your
excited.
half of the show.
Yawn away.
I've already gotten all the good parts done with anyway. I'm just kidding, Kyle.
Anyway.
But anyway, the point is that this is one. Here's what it comes down to for me. This is another standards war, and it's not something that I think is going to benefit the consumer in the least. Right now, if you're stuck between having to choose between FreeSync and G-Sync, if you're stuck between having to go with one side or the other, eventually, this seems like something that's going to go one way or the other. I have no idea, based on the current evidence, which way it's going to go. But
you mean you think one's going to dominate another one?
Yeah, I think like VHS and Beta, like Blu-ray and HD DVD. You have two things that are exclusive that get the same job done.
Right.
And you have sort of walled gardens on either side, potentially, at least right now, because Nvidia has also said that they have no current plans to support FreeSync. They're like, we have G-Sync, this is what we've been investing in, that's what we're going to go for.
But don't you think both will still exist because you need one or the other video card to actually make it work?
I think both will still exist for the time being, but I think eventually, in 1, 2, 3 years, as synchronized frame rates becomes the norm, there's going to be a fallout, and it's going to be one side or the other. Either NVIDIA is going to need to adopt FreeSync eventually, and they're going to have a standard like that, or AMD's not going to... I don't know. It's really hard to say. AMD's going to have to license G-Sync in the future and work with NVIDIA to make their graphics cards compatible. Or, there's times when it's just stayed separate, but I don't think that's something that anybody really wants. But my half of the show has already gone a little bit long.
All right.
We need to switch over to Kyle's half of the show. So
Shut up.
If you guys are watching this in the future, if you're watching the re-upload, you can find the next half of the show over on Kyle's channel.
That's right.
Awesome Sauce Network.
Yep.
But for the first half of Awesome Hardware, Episode 6, Side A, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to buy shirts. Don't forget to, what else? Click on Amazon links, all that good stuff. Do all that
tweet
stuff.
at us, bro.
Yeah, tweet us stuff too.
Sure.
We're going to be taking some questions at the end of the show.
Yep.
Fourth section of Kyle's half. It's going to be great.
So we're gonna cut really quick, and then we'll be right back in like 30 seconds
30
or a
seconds.
minute,
Just
something
very,
like that.
very soon.
We're gonna have a beer.
Thanks, y'all. We'll see
Bye-bye.
you soon.